United States' last remaining prisoner of war rescued, Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl, is now, according to the New York Times, quote, physically able to travel, but is not yet emotionally ready for the pressures of reuniting with his family. He's continuing his recovery in a military hospital in Germany and has had no access to the news media at home. So he has no clue he's on the front page of nearly every magazine and newspaper, the subject of Sunday talk shows, even beauty pageant questions, and that he's basically being tried in absentia for desertion and treason.
You can't wait to try a case until you know absolutely everything about everything. We know enough.
We know enough. It's only a week since the news of his release and the subsequent expression of genuine anger from his platoon mates who feel Bergdahl deserted them in a time of war during an incredibly difficult set of circumstances. Questions over the circumstances under which he left his military base in 2009 seem to have now given way to speculation on whether Bergdahl went rogue and betrayed the United States while in Taliban captivity. This vile Fox News headline from Friday claimed that Bergdahl became a jihadi, based on unverified accounts from sources that also revealed in that same article, which is much more textured and nuanced than the headline, that Bergdahl tried to escape, was subsequently locked in a cage like an animal. This weekend, Senator Saxby Chambliss toyed with what exactly Bergdahl did during his 5 years in Taliban captivity.
Well, I think there are going to be a lot of things that Bergdahl tells the Army and the medical folks that he's talking to now that Bob is going to be very difficult to validate. But that's not to say they're not absolutely true. But we weren't there. We have nobody who was on the inside, so we don't know exactly what happened in his life over the last several years.
No, we don't, Senator. And what exactly is your point? Whatever objections there are over the means by which Bergdahl was freed, the possible ramifications of trading the 5 Taliban detainees, and questions about the conditions under which Bergdahl left that base in 2009, it's a genuinely depraved exercise to speculate on the actions of a man held in captivity for 5 years, to smear his parents for working to get their son home, to threaten the town that looks forward to his homecoming. Even by the low standards of American politics of war in this very bloody century, this has been an uncommonly ugly episode. It's a reminder of what war does to a nation's politics, particularly sustained, constant war waged often as a national afterthought. And if there's ever any silver lining here, it's that this is a convulsion of a nation being recognized, forced to recognize, for the first time really since this all began, that our longest period of war in history is finally coming to an end. And thank goodness for that.